All right, the S&P. Now, I think we're setting up for a RIFOR. You guys know what that is. If you guys don't know, it's probably because the YouTubers you watch don't really follow anything. A RIFOR is a rally that happens in a strong sell-off, and we are set up for that right now. We went 3 standard deviations down. Now, we could just park it here for a little bit. Last week, we went 3 standard deviations down, which means a 99% chance that was not going to happen. 1% chance it did, and we crossed that line. So we surprised a lot of people to the downside last week. Now, when that happens, somebody's just sitting there like Mortal Kombat, just kind of dazed. Like they need to chill. They need to gather their thoughts. So we might just go sideways for the whole week, or we snap this thing back up. But right now, a lot of the bears are excited. They're thinking Chicken Little status. The world's going to end. The sky is falling. Short everything to the dirt, which is amazing because all it takes is just a little bit of a wrench in those gears, a tiny little buy order to gap that thing up. Next thing you know, they're taking profit. When shorts take profit, it's buy-side activity, which is just all the further we need. Everybody that bought the dip, everybody getting out of their shorts, just absolutely sending it. Then it sends that thing up. So if I was short, I would be on the lookout for that. RIFOR, by the way. Rip your face off rally. But we're going to call it RIFOR from now on. Period. Colton says, thoughts on GME and NVIDIA. Probably my thoughts are those should never be in the same sentence. But I should have bought Taylor Swift's first album. All right. As far as the S&P, let's go. I got to answer this. S&P daily candle needs to be huge. Otherwise, bearish engulfing. That's wrong. This doesn't really matter. The bearish engulfing would be engulfing the previous candle. Gapping up here, if it was to gap and go and anywhere in here, that's not an bearish engulfing. That's nothing. It's an inside day. This is a bearish engulfing because it completely engulfs the previous candle. As far as the expected move right here for the S&P, let's just do that real quick. SPY is expected 12.95. Oh, man. That seems high. SPY last week was 8.30. So we're pricing in some volatility this week. Likely because they got caught, stepping on their own last week. 13.88 for the NASDAQ. That's QQQ. Let's just check the Russell while we're here. These should all be elevated. 656. IWM is usually 504. QQQ 1151 last week. So we're pricing a little bit extra this week. The chances of you going 3 standard deviations 2 weeks in a row, very slim to none. So Don was an English teacher in his former life. RIFOR. I definitely wasn't. Maybe a warlord. Just kidding. All right, so the S&P, we had a little bit of a gap up as far as the open goes. We have to watch out for this zone right here. Let's get into the hourly. Where did we call it out? Yeah, so we kind of had this little base out here, sent it. Let's just draw out a little. These white zones, guys, are just, they're typically 15-minute is why I would draw them for a lot of the futures traders. I would watch that. Getting above that, we'll have to contest with this. That's going to be your big one. As far as this week goes, I can see us hitting this zone up here. That is still a lower high, though, so don't get too wild. As far as the NASDAQ goes, bouncing out of this zone right here. Again, we'll have to contest with this one. It could make it all the way up to here, still be a lower high, but you'll probably need to worry about this situation right here. If we were to bounce right here, I bet that would end up being a lower high for now. So what you would want to see is that we hit this white zone, pulls back, hits this blue zone, and then pushes up and hits this white zone. At that point, that was probably higher or low. We're going to look for the higher high and kind of make it to this zone. If we bounce, hit this blue, and start to break that blue, at that point I would go short the NASDAQ, specifically in that order. As far as the Russell goes, his prom date did turn him down, so he's feeling a little blue. Just kidding. I won't do any more jokes. As far as I would trust the other ones for this one looks the weakest out of all of them. If the whole market's going to be bullish, just the sentiments there, you might catch some buys there. If the Russell breaks this zone, you could probably short it. Not with utmost confidence, but it would be an easy short to go from this blue zone to the yellow. Warlord for sure. Someone says more like crazy kid. I for sure was. I was definitely a problem, and no matter how you want to how you want to put it, as far as my previous life. Okay, so we've gone over them all.